Newsom, you, sir, are a perfect example of why we have in this state a felony murder rule. I'm pretty sure, having sat through the trial, that you did not wake up that morning and say to yourself, I'm going to go kill somebody today, or I'm going to go and hook up with people who will murder someone. But you did go for an armed robbery. And what happens is that when you take a firearm and you rob somebody, you're telling the world, I'm going to take something that doesn't belong to me by force. And I've got deadly force. And I'm willing to use that deadly force to be able to achieve my goals. And even if your intent at that moment was only to rob and not to kill, who can say that the death of the victim is not a predictable and foreseeable outcome of arming yourself and confronting the person? That's why we have the felony murder rule. You are a textbook case. During the trial, at one point, you lashed out at Robert Allen for being a snitch. I think your anger is misplaced. If you have any anger about what's happening here today and what will happen to you for the rest of your life, beyond the anger that you should have with yourself, perhaps your anger should be directed behind you at your co-defendants, the ones who selected the target in this case, and the ones who turned a robbery into a murder. They're the ones that you can thank for your predicament beyond your own actions. Trayvon Newsom, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree with a firearm and robbery with a deadly weapon, a firearm. This court now sentences you on count 1 to life in Florida State Prison with a 10-year minimum mandatory and credit for 1,704 days already served. On count 2, I will sentence you to life in Florida State Prison with a 10-year minimum mandatory and credit for 1,704 days already served. The two sentences will run concurrent with each other. There are standard court costs of prosecution, which can be reduced to a civil lien. You have 30 days to appeal.
Mm.
Mr. Williams, you are the perfect example of why we have a law of principles in this state. When you engage in criminal acts with others, you bear the responsibility for your collective actions. It was you who picked the target in this case. You went inside Riva Motorsports to confirm the identification and what was there, and then you went back out and sat in the vehicle. Now, while you may not have left the vehicle and you may not have brandished a firearm or fired the fatal shots, you are as guilty as they are because you are an essential part of that crime. Without your actions, it would not have happened. Additionally, I don't look at the way someone behaves in court. Courts, for sentencing purposes, court's a stressful thing. People react to stuff differently. But there are things that I can look at. And I can tell you the court is shocked by your behavior after the murder. A person who had any measure of human decency or remorse for killing someone would not likely be seen dancing around and filming themselves with the stolen money. How proud you were of yourself. You should understand that while you were dancing on that bed, throwing down those bills, you weren't throwing money down on the floor. You should think of that as You tossing down the days, weeks, and months of your life just like that, like so many pieces of paper. The very next day, when you went to spend that blood money on sneakers and jerseys, you revealed to the court the value you placed on the human life that was taken a pair of sneakers to you. David Williams, a jury of your peers having found you guilty of murder in the first degree and robbery with a firearm as a principal. As to count one, this court will find you guilty, adjudicate you to be guilty, sentence you to life in Florida State Prison, with credit for 1,752 days already served. Count two, I sentence you to life in Florida State Prison, with credit for 1,752 days already served. Two counts will run concurrent with each other. There are standard cost prosecution. I will reduce those to civil lien. Both you and Mr. Newsom should understand that life sentences are necessarily life without possibility of parole because you do not have parole in Florida. Mr. Boatwright. You turned a robbery into a murder. And on that day, when you stood there and fired that weapon, you didn't just end one life. You effectively ended 5 lives, including your own. Like I just said, you need to understand that when we say life in Florida State Prison, that means life. It is necessarily without parole. Florida abolished parole. You know, as the song says, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. You will spend the rest of your life in prison. From here, you will go and be placed in a cell that has a stainless steel slab that's attached to the wall. That's your bed. Next to it is a stainless steel sink and a stainless steel toilet. That's the furniture that you have in that cell. You'll spend every hour and every day, every week, and every year of your life in that cell. And one day, they'll come and open up that cell in the morning and you'll have passed on. And only on that day will you have served your sentence. A jury of your peers having found you guilty of murder in the first degree with a firearm and having discharged that firearm and having that firearm discharge result in the death of Jose Antoy, this court.
Yo, what's going on, people? This is the first time I think I've ever just had to be that quiet during during the video being played because I wanted you guys to actually listen and hear how this judge depicted their characters and this last guy here, how we explained to him because of his actions, he's gonna have furniture, which is a steel sink in a toilet. And he's gonna be in that prison cell, that slab with a steel slab with steel bars. He's gonna have this, and that's literally what he's going to do, and that's going to be the repetition for him throughout the end of his life, throughout his life to the end of his life. That's it. No more. He'll never be a free man. In case you guys didn't know, these are the 3 guys who robbed and killed XXXTentacion. They don't have any emotions behind it. Well, the second guy looked like he was about to cry a little bit. This guy right here, solid as rock, doesn't give a damn. You can look at his face and tell how much he doesn't care. No emotions, no guilt. But these are the guys who got swag. Let's talk about that for a minute. This is the guy. This other guy went and after the robbery and the murder was committed, after everything was finished, decided that he would start just making it rain a bunch of bills on social media, and then bought a bunch of swag or a bunch of clothes and went and got all dolled up and everything. Spent all that damn money, and together they pretty much took a life. Didn't show any remorse, no guilt, no emotions. These are the men that would typically pull women. These are the ones. These are men who have grown up in these single parent households by these what? Emotionless women. The same emotionless women that will curse you out, make you feel terrible about yourself, and not even think twice about you the next day. Those women have passed on their lack of not giving up to their children. As if you're a decent, respectable black person, black man in this world, in the United States, I feel there are two things that you owe it to yourself and your family to do. One, get a passport, marry outside of this country. Two, take your son or daughter and allow them to have that same opportunity, especially if it's a son. Because these new ages of Negro, they ain't nothing to mess with, bruh. They killing, they don't care, and they almost smile in the courtroom in the face of a judge administering life sentences. What a time it is to be a passport, bro. I mean, you can literally sit here and keep on trying to pander to these women if you want to. Go ahead, keep trying. Look at what they put out. Look what it is that they actually birthed into this world. And look at what women usually want. They want people like that. Now this dude, no, he's about to go into a very special place where he could be either the female or the male for the rest of his damn life. He'll laugh. Don't give a damn. And that's sad. And that's sad on multiple levels. I actually feel bad for them. And at the same time, I don't feel bad for them at all. And I hope that they collectively drop soap. All at the same time. And then male prison nature takes its course. But this is what women want. Women love these guys, these thugs, these gangsters. And let's be perfectly honest, 9 times out of 10, the reason why they place so much emphasis on swag and looking good and all this other stuff and game and talk game and all that stuff, I can almost guarantee it's because of the fact they want to impress these same women. Get out the plantation, people. Get those passports. Because I mean, even if we did it, let's be perfectly honest. Anyone who's watching this video, let's say you made over 150,000, $200,000 a year. Would you want to run across a group of individuals like this that know you made that much money? These young thugs. I'm, just think about it. This ain't even a place to be. United States ain't even a place to live. Get your passports. Stop dating here. Let these men be for these men in prisons, I guess, or for these women on these streets. Let, let them be for them. But I urge you, I beg you, and I implore you Get your passport. Escape the plantation, aka the rat race. It's your guy, Ali the Bastard. Yo, YouTube, take care of yourselves and your people. Peace. Mm, mm, mm.